While the reserve list was enacted to make sure that iconic cards won't get reprinted and would keep their value, there are some cards that, even though aren't on the list, have artwork that wouldn't fit the modern standards of Magic the Gathering. Here's 10 cards that aren't on the reserved list, but chances are slim to none that they are going to get reprinted with the same artwork in present times. Number 1. Elvish Ranger. The female elf version from 1996 Alliances. It currently costs $1.22 and also has a male elf version. The reasons are kind of obvious. The card has big, and I mean big, controversy around the author of both versions of the card, Therese Nielsen. Also humongous elf titties. Interestingly, the Portal version already had the illustration replaced with a much tamer elf lady. Number 2. Karplus Yeti, the hand-drawn version from 1995 Ice Age, illustrated by Quinton Hoover. It's currently worth 49 cents and already had the illustration replaced in 9th edition. The artwork, while gorgeous, looks too comic book-like, and while rather prevalent in that era, today it would look misplaced on this magnificent rare from the olden days. Number 3. Festival from 1994 The Dark, which didn't have a reprint. Similarly to Karplus Yeti, the artwork is too old school. It costs 50 cents and is a rather interesting common instant spell. Might get a reprint, but if it does, the chances are it's going to get a whole new illustration that would match the modern feel of the cards. Number 4. Mariecurie Barrett, from 1996 Ice Age and later reprinted in the original Time Spiral. It currently costs $4.99 and it seems like she's Post Malone's favorite commander. If she does get a reprint, she'll most likely get a more modern representation, just like her cousin Rubinia Soulsinger, which had some beautiful artwork in Legends but had to be replaced with a slightly more modern appearance in Commander 2013. Number 5. Gift of the Woods. Another common from 1996 Alliances with a rather controversial illustration for today's standards. Costs 12 cents and interestingly has a male version as well, which costs 2 cents more. Both illustrated by Susan Van Camp. No reprints in later sets and the artwork is a little bit funny. I mean, look at this cat! Look at it! Also, what is this guy's gift supposed to be? What are you trying to give here, buddy? Number 6. Savayen Elves from the Dark. A common that currently costs 46 cents. Can't really be reprinted with the same artwork because of elf titties. Land enchantments aren't really a big thing apart from those ultimatum decks, but one day maybe. Also, look how ripped she is. Number 7. Dread Spectre, a 27-cent uncommon from Mirage. The artwork is pretty hilarious and a relic of the older sets where you'd get goofy artwork like this next to cards with a super realistic masterpiece on them, like Village Elder for example. Number 8. Sylvan Paradise. This uncommon from Legends currently costs $15.95 and there's literally a naked lady on it, so there's no way that art would get reprinted now. In 1994, it was a whole different story. Pretty amazing card and has a lot of potential for decks benefiting from large quantities of green creatures. Number 9. Urbork. Not the Tomb of Yawgmoth Urbork, the original Legends Urbork. A legendary land from Legends and uncommon priced at $36.09 at the moment. What I really like about this card is it comes into play untapped, so it's basically a non-basic swamp with extra powers. Even if you don't need to deprive an opponent's creature of First Strike or Swamp Walk, it still does a swamp's work. The art on it, though, extremely outdated for Wizards standards. Number 10. Elves of Deep Shadow, the Dark version. This card has already had a lot of reprints and it's a black mana version of Yanowar Elves. And while you can get the Commander versions for a few cents, this version with the gorgeous artwork of a goth elf lady costs $19.40 even though it's an uncommon. Although beautiful, just per MyForce's illustration from 1993, being on the more classic side of painting was probably why they've replaced the artwork 11 years later when the card got reprinted in Ravnica, and after that they've sticked with that version. Thank you so much for all the support. Be sure to like the video if you found it helpful and subscribe if you want to get notified about my new content when it comes out. Please tell me in the comments if you enjoy the form of these videos, whether or not I should keep doing them and what I should improve. Peace.